The International Support Group for Lebanon met in Paris to try and prop up one of the Middle East's most unstable countries. The group includes the UN, Arab League, EU, and the 5 veto-wielding nations of the UN Security Council. Lebanon says their number of Syrian and Palestinian refugees exceeds the UN's estimate of 2 million people, and the World Bank reckons that Lebanon needs $3 billion to support them all for the next 3 years.
The scope of international support is inferior to the burden placed on Lebanon, and which now threaten its security, stability, and socio-economic situation.
The conference was also the first face-to-face meeting between the foreign ministers of Russia and the United States since the civil unrest sharply escalated in Ukraine. The two ministers talked alone only briefly, with U.S. Secretary John Kerry reportedly urging Moscow to engage in direct talks with Ukraine. Lebanon's appeal for assistance was thus overshadowed by the European crisis, but also discussed was a deal paid for by Saudi Arabia in which France will sell $3 billion worth of arms to Lebanon. These arms will certainly act as a counterbalance to Hezbollah's military power, and many fear that they could find their way into the Syrian unrest.
We have many armed groups in Lebanon, so the military needs these arms to reconstruct a state which will serve all 4 Lebanon's major ethnic communities. And the Salafist groups fighting in Syria could pass through Lebanon, so we need security equipment to detect and catch them.
Lebanese politicians have finally formed a coalition government. However, the nation's delicate sectarian system, originally imposed by French imperialists, continues to be plagued by infighting, ineffectiveness, and the demands provoked by a conflict on every border. Ramin Mazaheri, Press TV, Paris.